bleeding heart are two entirely different plants. Okay, this one is called Dicentra formosa. You have that on your notes thing on the Facebook page already, so I don't need to go on in that. It's a member of the poppy family. The poppy family, Papaveraceae family, is a very powerful family. The opium poppy, you know, that red Chinese one, that's the one. You know, opium gives you hallucinations, and it's one of those nodding out kind of drugs, right? Kind of like a barbiturate. It just, everything just goes down. So this is a plant that in small amounts is helpful, and large amounts can seriously. So I want you to be really careful with this, okay, people? You could kill somebody with bleeding heart. You could put them in a coma, okay? That's how serious this plant is. Why we're even utilizing it, being such a strong central nervous system depressant, is it shuts down brain activity. So it's going to be helpful with people who have mild to severe anxiety issues, you know. So people who are just have such bad anxiety that they're not functioning very well. It can help them to turn off the brain, turn off the thinking, turn off the anxiety, the fear, I can't get out of bed, let alone get out of the house. This is not a plant for somebody who is depressed, okay? A person who's depressed is already down. This is a downer, right? Back in the 60s, we call it, 70s, we call them downers. This is a downer, so it's not for somebody who's depressed, because it can make it worse. So if people come to you and say, oh, I'm freaking out, I'm so depressed, I've got all this stress, I've got all this anxiety, what is it? What's the key word there that's going to should pop into your head that says this is not the plant for them? Depressed. Okay, so then you give them hawthorn instead, okay? So if somebody has severe pain, what is neuropathy? Anybody
Shooting pain.
Huh?
Shooting, tingling pain.
Constantly. My dad had that all over his body for 32 years, constantly, and it's debilitating. Neuropathy can be very debilitating to people. It basically shuts. It's like, again, this is not a plant that's going to cure anything. This is a plant that's turning off the pain signals. It's just turning off the pain signals. So it's a temporary relief. It's excellent for somebody who has severe, remember Amy, menstrual cramps, severe menstrual pain. I mean, she had such pain, she could not even get out of bed every single month for the first, the first day or two. She couldn't even get out of bed. But then she found out about bleeding heart, and she could come to class the day of the start of her period. She had to start out slow. This is something you start out really slow. You start out with one drop. One drop. Not one dropper full, which is 100 drops, but one drop. Okay? So, a couple of years ago, I was talking about bleeding heart to one of my groups of students, and I had two guys in it. One of them, he grabbed a bunch of the leaves and he started acting like he was going to shove them in his mouth. When I had just talked about how powerful this plant is. And I smacked him out of his hand, and he gave me this look like, you just abused me. And I said, I could have been saved your life. So, you need to listen. And the other one, right after we were done and harvesting, all of a sudden he had a migraine, and needed some, right? And so I looked at him pretty close, because he enjoyed his weed. So, I looked at him, and he looked like he was in pain. So I said, I have bleeding heart in my first aid kit, because this is the thing that you have if somebody breaks their leg or their arm or their wrist when you're out, right? It's that kind of pain. It's severe pain. So I gave him the bottle. I shouldn't have done it. Well, you know what? I should. Y'all are freaking adults. I gave him the bottle. I said, take 2 drops. And he goes like this. Squirt, squirt, as fast as he could. I'm like, what the hell did you just do? you know, what part of 2 drops? Like, well, I thought you said dropper. I said, you just stood there and listened to me for 20 frickin' minutes when I said how powerful this plant is, and you do 1 or 2 drops at a time. And he's like, well, I really don't feel good. Like, well, all right, let's see what happens. Well, guess what? He passed out. And he passed out for 8 hours. We could not wake him up. So we had to car and watch him and make sure he was still breathing this whole time, right? It could have gone. It literally could have gone either way. I didn't know what his constitution was like. I have no idea. So we had to watch him this whole time. So he did wake up, and we had been up Loretta Creek. You know that our Loretta Creek mountain where I was yesterday. We were up there all day long, carting him around. We did our whole day. Came home. He slept for another hour and a half in the car in my driveway, and then finally woke up. And I said, "Okay, well, how are you feeling?" He goes, "Well, I feel groggy, but I don't have my migraine anymore." So I waited till he woke up more, and then I just lit into him. I said, you know, you just laid a kind of responsibility on us that we didn't frickin' need. And me, I'm trying to teach you all. And, you know, when I say I haven't lost a student yet and I'm not going to today, I kind of worried that day. Seriously, I worried about what was going to happen that day. So we need to respect this plant.